This episode is brought to you by paintballshop.com. They're an amazing online superstore for all your paintball needs and is Australia's top source for your paintball equipment and clothing to get you looking and playing your best. With over 4,000 products to choose from, head over to paintballshop.com to shop all their amazing products and deal with the ultimate customer service. Right now, they have a price match guarantee. If you find the same item on a lower price, paintballshop.com will beat it by 10%. Terms and conditions apply. Please see the website for details. Right now, paintballshop.com has a lay-by purchase for your Christmas orders, letting you pay 20% of your item. Use code LAYBY2025 at the checkout and only pay 20% of your item. See the website for more details. Check out paintballshop.com on their Facebook, Instagram, or give them a call on 96790011 or pop in for a visit at 5 Curtis Road, Vineyard, New South Wales 2765. This episode is brought to you by Action Paintball with their epic paintball venue park with over 10 premier paintball battlegrounds to choose from, also providing themselves with not only the best customer service, but the best rental equipment on the earth. Don't like using a rental marker? Action Paintball has you covered. With their large variety to choose from, Action Paintball has you covered with some of the best paintball markers in the world, starting at only an extra $25. With some of the most competitive pricing, you are sure to have the most amazing paintball experience at Action Paintball games. Book now at actionpaintball.com or call now on 96790011. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the first ever podcast of the Down Under PB Podcast with yourself, Billy Colias, and myself, Brent Mitchell. And Billy, how are we going today?
Great, mate. Welcome, everybody, to our very first episode. Hopefully it's not the last.
Hopefully it's not the last.
Yeah.
Absolutely stoked to be doing this. So keen. Nerves are in. But hey, we're going to get there with improvement episode after episode. We're going to get this stuff going.
Well, I'm sure we're going to have a few little hiccups along the way, and which will make for good bloopers later on.
Really,
but
isn't it?
I guess as it goes on, mate, get better and better.
The trial and error.
Right.
You know, not many people have done this. Not many people have had the stomach to do it. So it's a bit of a...
It's a leap.
It's a bit of a curveball throwing yourself out to the general public to be made fun of. But I think it's going to be a fun ride. I'm willing to stick it out.
I'm with you all the way, bro.
I think it's going to be fun. I reckon if we get to 100 episodes, I'll be stoked.
Mate,
Like,
100.
I reckon 100.
Wow.
I'll be stoked.
Yeah, well.
I'll be stoked with the 100th episode. When that day releases and we make the 100th episode, I think I'll happily turn the mic off.
Hey, let's retire for a little bit after 100 episodes. Yeah.
After 100,
Yeah. Nah, that's not going to happen, bro. Let's ride this train for as long as the people want it to ride
I
for.
reckon so. To get to 100 episodes, I reckon we've got to start talking about a schedule.
Schedule. Okay.
We'll talk about schedules. So we're releasing this one on a Wednesday.
Yep.
And what are we thinking, Billy? Are we thinking maybe every Wednesday? Second Wednesday.
Okay.
I like it.
Because you have a busy schedule with work, I have a busy schedule with work, so we'll squeeze in whatever we can.
Mm.
And just remember, guys, this is not a profitable thing that we're doing.
Oh, no.
We've put in a ton of money from our pockets to get this sort of up and running, and we hope you guys like it.
Well, yeah, we just hope this is just something you guys enjoy, find entertaining, have a laugh maybe here or there. We can't actually wait for how this thing kicks off and the way we want it to go. And the feedback we got from Facebook when I posted up that thing was cool.
Awesome.
I was so happy with the feedback, the suggestions, everything you guys said were things on mine and Bill's radar of what we wanted to do, especially interviews, co-hosts, all that sort of good stuff, field owners.
Tech talk was one of the things
One of the things I actually didn't even think of until...
Was it Matty Millington?
I believe it was Matty Millington that actually...
Shout out to my old teammate from Black Flag.
It was an absolute stellar idea.
Yep.
And that actually made me smile when I was laying in bed reading that. I was like, wow, what an idea that I didn't even think of. Like,
well, hey, thank you, Matty.
That's why I posted it, to figure out what people wanted to listen to, what people didn't want to listen to, what, something that I didn't even think of that I posted on it, and it was suggested, and it was an absolute amazing suggestion. I really, it actually brought a smile to my face.
Well,
when someone suggested that, and I was like, wow, I didn't even think of that.
Well, we did get a few comments, so all the comments we did get were
everything
positive.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to everyone.
Yeah, I was absolutely blown away about it. But, it took some time to get this ready. I've been working on it. Me and Bill have been working on it since about early October.
Yep.
And it is now early December.
Yep.
So a good 2 months of transforming one of the sheds in my backyard. Believe it or not, this is a tin shed. When we did a trial run of this the other week, it was flogging down with rain. And
it was 34 degrees.
34 degrees, flogging down with rain, nonstop. And once I actually sat down, edited the video, I couldn't even hear a raindrop.
So that's because of your good work, mate.
I was stoked with that. So rain, hail, or shine, we'll be able to film, which I'm really happy about. So it doesn't matter how bad it was. I reckon if it was hailing,
okay, that'd be a different story.
Probably a different story. But yeah, it was pretty heavy rain on and off.
Yeah.
I was happy with. No matter what the weather is, we can, unless it's 40 degrees, I won't be sitting out here in 40-degree heat.
Well,
I'd rather sit out here at 12 a.m. if it 40. Let's just get that real. But yeah, no matter what, we're going to have a schedule in place. All will be uploaded to the social links that I've just created. Everything will be linked down below of the video. So the new Facebook, the new Instagram, all that sort of stuff. Everything will be posted on the caption of this video as well. So yeah, I'm really stoked of what we've achieved so far.
Yep.
I'm really happy with how the studio came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are basically favorite players,
Favorite teams.
players. Team we currently play for. Same with Brandy's chosen his favorite players.
Favorite teams. So
that was the
whole idea behind the 5 jerseys. We weren't originally going to have the Wicked Assassins one up there.
No.
Until
someone was stubborn.
Yeah, someone was stubborn on that one. Yeah, we're going to have Oliver Lang or something up there, weren't we? That was.
I did suggest that because being kind of one of the goats of paintball.
So we might swap it out every week or every fortnight.
There's an idea.
Change it out.
Thank you, Brent.
Well,
there we go.
There's an idea for it. But setting up everything, it probably took me a good, I'd say, 6 weeks of fiddling around, moving stuff, because this was originally just a storage shed that I had. Then I actually transformed it into like a man cave that I had. I had a couch in here.
It's a pretty cool man cave.
I had
I'll be honest, it was a pretty cool.
I had a massive 2-meter workbench that was just covered in paintball gear, storage galore. It was pretty much just, a paintballer's man cave, really. I had posters up on the wall, jerseys up everywhere. I had my gaming PC and set up and everything in here so I could just absolutely rage at whatever the heck game I was playing at the time.
Yep.
And nobody could hear me unless it was a neighbor who was sitting in the shed next to me. But no, I'm happy with how everything's turned out. Everything's worked out really, really well. It broke the bank a little bit, but we managed to scrimp and save on a few things here and there. So I was absolutely stoked. Half the things I already had, so sort of helped a little bit. Like, I had the bench, I had the TV, I had a little bit of stuff. I had the lights, tripod, sort of stuff like that. Stuff we already had, we sort of
chucked in.
Good. And then everything else sort of, the Facebook Marketplace, or we bought brand new, or,
We did go to IKEA too.
Well, we did go to IKEA.
And the show almost ended at IKEA as well. Now we know why it breaks marriages up.
Yeah, IKEA, honest. It's be.
That'll test their relationship. I'll tell you much.
Relationship right there.
Yep.
Go buy
100%.
Even go buy just look at a chair or a plant. Look at a plant. Look at a plant. We had a 40-minute argument in IKEA about a what was it? A clock.
A clock.
I
wanted a clock
behind the camera. He wanted a clock up there, but now we have a jersey. So what do you guys want? Do you want a clock or do you want a jersey? I wanted the clock.
We're going to give him the first sort of.
Here's the first poll.
Okay.
The clock or the jersey?
Okay, so he wanted the jersey, everything, right? I wanted the clock because, well, I have a fair few friends.
Of time.
Well, yeah, for the sake of time, but a fair few friends that might watch from the States. Play with.
Yeah.
And some of the guys that have become good friends with, right? So I thought if they're watching the show, at least they sort of know what time it is in Australia. But anyway, jersey or clock, give us an answer. I reckon most people are going to go with jersey.
Right.
But anyway, that's.
If you want your jerseys up on that wall, send them through. Send me a DM. Send a DM through on the Down Under Paintball Instagram, Facebook page. Send me a DM through that.
And
I'll send you everything you need to do. I'll have it over.
Yeah, no problem.
Have it all up.
We'll squeeze it in somewhere, somehow.
Oh, we'll probably just cover the TV or something like that. I don't know. Stop Mark Cresser from showing up here or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, don't do that to Mr. HK.
Well, this is like 2010 era.
It looks like MPPL, I guess. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Back in PSP days.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just put whatever on and it's just flicking through whatever.
Anyway.
Just needed something behind us while we work them things out with a few sponsors on the show.
Yep.
And all that sort of stuff. That's looking pretty healthy from my point of view.
Yep.
But speaking of upcoming things, SnipersDen is an upcoming event, and Troy has been into me for a few weeks now.
Yep.
I spoke to him the other day, and he's just sent me finally everything that I needed to know.
Also sent through everything for you. You got everything now?
Everything. Other than the price of paint, everything else has been said to me. So the dates for SnipersDen in Melbourne are as follows: March 9th, May 4th, and August 10th. I believe they all are Sundays.
Okay. So one day events. Yep.
I believe they're capped at, I think, 8 teams, possibly.
Well, look,
division.
You're going to make the trip. You might as well fly out on Friday, have a bit of fun with the boys on
100%.
Saturday, whatever. See a bit of Melbourne if you've never been to Melbourne. Actually, one of my old teammates has never been to Melbourne. Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy. He's never been to Melbourne in his life. So.
It will be
March when we go.
Because the Assassins will be there.
Okay.
No idea what division we're playing yet. Still having debates with the boys.
That's all right.
What we want to do, probably playing pro.
I'd assume that.
I'd presume that.
With the amount of players that have sort of said yes, most of them are sort of semi-pro to pro players anyway.
May as well go out with a bang.
Why not? Hey,
start the year
off.
Why not? But Troy's reassured me that he's got a fresh palette of HK 4-star.
Ooh, fresh paint's always good, man.
In the business. So you'll be shooting lasers. The last time we were at Melbourne, which was March this year.
Correct.
We played, was it March?
March?
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Anyway.
It was a while ago. I believe it was March.
It was one of.
It was one of the event. No, it was the last one of the year.
So that when
it would have been August or something like that.
August.
It would have been something like that, yeah.
Okay, August.
We shot 4-star HK paint.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't know if it's just the temperature of Melbourne and the quality of air and all that sort of stuff in Melbourne. Paint shot like a laser beam.
Yeah, but you were getting different temperatures throughout the day, and it didn't seem to.
It was just ball
laser
all
paint,
day. Like I didn't even have to change the ball size either. Like it was just it was laser beams all day.
Yeah, it's good paint.
Yeah, the paint was phenomenal. The weather was fantastic. Like I mean, we had about 8 seasons in a day times 2 because we had each season twice. Like I felt like I was in a monsoon and then a hurricane.
Yeah, it did. It did get a bit funny, the weather.
But it's
cold, hot, wet.
The facility
again.
The facility at SnipersDen is.
Oh, it's really nice.
It is
great.
It is fantastic. It's just, I feel like it's just the quality of the AstroTurf that they use. It's very fine.
It's soft. I'll give it that. It was pretty soft to slide on in that. When it did rain, like any AstroTurf field, it gets slippery.
Roll blades.
Okay.
Right.
The difference with SnipersDen that sort of I liked is how they've got the mesh on top of the field. Right. So the first 5 minutes when I first walked out there, because I've never played under a mesh sort of covered field, my eyes were sort of like trying to adjust for a little bit, but then once they adjusted, it was fine. But it's a different sort of. It's a different feel.
Yeah.
You know, like you see most of the fields in the States, some of them are undercover and you're like, oh, I wonder what it's like.
Oh, wow. What's
to play under? Yeah. Well, hey, SnipersDen has it. So feel like play there.
Honestly, you guys, if you've never played SnipersDen, really better go. It is a great, I'd say nearly like family-friendly event to play. Like it is very welcoming.
Well, Matt and Troy run a good show.
No, they absolutely hats off to them for what they've achieved and what they've done over this year, especially bringing it back officially.
Yep. Because they did take last season.
I heard nothing but outstanding reviews. Even myself, like it was absolutely phenomenal to play. The refs were brilliant that day as well. Refs Inc.
No issue.
They were
they were great that day. On the ball all day.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know,
pretty good.
There was a call I wasn't happy with personally, but it's because it's personal.
We're grumpy paintballers.
Oh, look, it's the adrenaline's kicking in. You feel like you deserve something to go your way because you had the advantage. Didn't happen.
That's paintball, mate.
That's exactly right.
That is paintball.
You're going to lose some.
Correct.
You know, we went out the next point and absolutely decimated them. But that's paintball. You're going to win, you're going to lose.
There's always got to be a winner and a loser.
Oh, always.
Doesn't matter. Even if you're a loser, be a graceful loser.
Back on the reffing. The reffing was
it was good. It was pretty spot on. Like, yeah, no issues.
Yeah.
I believe Jilly was the head ref.
I believe so.
Yeah, she did an awesome job.
Even Troy, even Dixie was out there.
Yeah, Dixie was out there doing it.
Like, he called me clean at one stage and then found a hit on my hopper and just come over and just went on the top of it. He goes, because I called you clean, and then I found that. And so I'll just wipe that and just keep playing on.
Mate, I would have pulled you.
Oh, well, Troy's a very nice guy. But
hey, no worries. It's paintball, okay? We're human beings. Referees do an amazing job.
Oh, absolutely.
Without the referees, it doesn't happen. I'll give it that.
I feel like he felt bad for me too because I'm a pretty big guy and I was playing the snake at that.
Mate.
So, you know, it was a bit of a struggle. Like, you know, I was breathing pretty heavily. My heart rate was going through the roof.
Look, they do brilliant work. And like I said, without them, it just...
Oh, of course. Without them, you don't have an event. You don't have a fair event.
Correct.
Not saying everyone goes avidly out there to cheat.
Well,
but, you know, it's just you have that level of security. Like, everybody's going to be treated equally with every call. And I think that was a brilliant part about SnipersDen. I felt like the reffing was very fair. Everything was a snappy call too. On point.
No, they were really good. They were on point.
It was consistent through the day.
Yeah,
there was
very
no
consistent.
inconsistencies. There was no you couldn't fault a favoritism. There was just it was equal.
Well, there was they weren't biased to anyone.
No, they ran the day. The day was ran. The day was ran very quick too. There wasn't
very well
stop start. It was just flat bang.
Yep.
And it was absolutely a fantastic event.
Okay. Layout. Let's talk layout for SnipersDen. Will it be a layout people can train on? Will it be a layout blind?
No, it's a blind layout.
Blind layout?
Yeah, probably constructed and posted on maybe Wednesday or Thursday of the week of the tournament. No one is allowed to train on it. So no home team advantage or anything like that.
So teams will be able to walk it on the Saturday, I believe?
Absolutely, yeah. Saturday, and possibly the Friday as well if it's built and constructed.
Well, it probably Saturday will be up.
Is available to walk on, but walk on only. You're only allowed to shoot a paintball on Sunday on that field.
Okay, cool. No worries.
So that's been.
Well, that keeps a level playing field, doesn't it?
Yeah, throughout. So
for every team
advantage. There's no extra bits of information. The only advantage a home team can necessarily gather is the field is built Wednesday and they walk it every day.
You're still not going to get every.
You're just going to know angles a bit better.
Fair enough.
Earlier through the day.
Okay. Oh, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they'll keep it. I think they'll keep it as a.
I think teams
fair playing level.
Jacks are very devoted. They're very passionate, and that's something they probably would do to give themselves the biggest advantage possible. And I'm all for that. Like, you know, at sevens that we play, we have the ability to play on the layout of the event.
We get to train on it weeks before. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you
get to kink out all the little.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, if the Lumberjacks feel that they can do that, they should 100% be able to.
Oh.
If the layout's built Monday, like, I would have no shred of a doubt that the Lumberjacks would be out there possibly Wednesday, Thursday, walking that field, getting dials in, pop-ups, everything, you name it. Like they actually did recently after work training day.
After work training day.
I believe it started like 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, something like that.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I was speaking to David Symes and...
Well, it shows their commitment. They're committed.
Absolutely. So, it was fantastic to see.
I hear there's a bit of a free coffee in the morning, I think.
Free coffee.
If I didn't hear wrong, Troy.
Free coffee Sunday.
Free coffee Sunday. Pretty good.
Yeah. You only get one.
Well, I don't think you need more than one, mate.
They're not a charity, man. They only get one coffee.
Yeah, I don't think you need more than one morning coffee, do you?
Not an instant coffee.
Unless you want to be shaking on the field.
New to the toilet very, very quickly, I think.
Oh, we'll go through.
Unless it's a good instant coffee. It has been rumoured Troy's got some good coffee. And the price of paint will be revealed later to closer to the date.
So that's the only thing he hasn't.
That's the only thing that I haven't been made aware of. Interstate teams get $100.
$100, yes, I believe.
Registration. Rego is $500 per team. I believe that's flat rate per all divisions. So pro and semi-pro, because they only have Div 1, Div 2.
Yep.
So I think it's $500 for each division. I could be dead wrong there, but he's only given me the one price.
Okay. Well,
so I'm just going.
We go off that price.
I'm just going.
And then if anybody has any question, ask Troy or Matt.
If you're an interstate team, it's $400 for the registration, which I think is a pretty sweet deal. Not too expensive either.
No.
I think that's pretty affordable in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty good price.
You know, especially for us anyway, an interstate
Team.
Interstate team. You know, you want to pay as minimal as possible.
Well, you want to try and save where you can on the whole thing. So
Maybe a bit nicer accommodation, a bit closer, because it is relatively close to the city of Melbourne, SnipersDen.
Well, where we stayed last time,
that was sensational. The Thingley Hotel, that was literally a 10-minute walk from the field.
Yeah.
Bella picked us up.
Shout out to Troy because thank you, Troy. Troy picked us up from the airport
at like 10:30.
No, it was 8:30. 8:30.
Oh no, we got back to the hotel at 10:30.
10:30. Yeah. Right. So Troy picked us up from the airport, drove us to the hotel, and we were contemplating whether to walk to the field the next morning, which would have been about a 10-minute walk. But
10-15.
I mean, who wants to walk with gear bags and backpacks when you can be driven? And Troy actually organised one of the other players to come pick us up in the morning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bella. Shout out to Bella.
Thank you, Bella.
So she picked us up and took us to the field. So they're very helpful in every way. They try and accommodate you in every possible way they can. So it's a really good event, and
it's fantastic.
They do a really good job running it. So.
I think it's perfect and ran. Like really, the pits are very. I like the.
Okay, there's no such thing as the perfect.
Well, I feel like it was run,
but it's run.
Oh, was that?
Well, hats off to Matt and Troy, right?
Yeah.
So they run it very well.
Yes. Like, I feel like it was, a near complete perfection last summer.
Oh, yeah. It was good.
It was, the field was great, paint was great, teams were great, reffing was great, organisation was great. Everything was
good. Yeah, it was run pretty smoothly.
Other than the fact of this insane walk to the other end of the field to start of the away pit. That's probably the only thing I have to actually nitpick.
Oh,
it's so good that you have to nitpick the little things. Right?
Okay, but they also have the viewing box as well. We should talk about that.
Oh yeah, they just actually installed before the last event. They installed a plexiglass view screen.
I believe it's Lexan,
whatever it is.
Yeah, same stuff as your goggle.
Yeah, potato, tomato.
Anyway,
wipe it on your own accord though. That's the rule.
Yeah, they leave squeegees out
because it's right behind the snake corner. And generally a pretty hot bunker to be shot at, especially, when it's sort of, 2v3, 3v1, 2v1 situation. You want to get to a corner, you either go snake corner, Dorito corner. No, actually it's at the Dorito corner on the home side.
Correct. Right? Near the players' pits.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's actually the Dorito corner, sorry. I'm used to the snake corner bit. I
was going to pull you up, but you got it. You got it, mate.
So pretty hot section to be shot at. Really easy to wipe, honestly. The squeegees go...
But basically, it's down to the players that are playing on the day.
Yeah.
You want to be able to watch, hey, look, when you come off the field before the next team starts, get one of your players just to grab the squeegee and clear it all up. Clear it all up for you so you can pretty much view from the glass, which is like right on the corner. So it's pretty good, actually. I didn't mind it. I thought it was a good gimmick.
It's sometimes it'll catch you off guard and scare the apps out of you.
Yeah, especially if you're having a conversation.
You sort of like zone out a little bit and then you're just having a conversation with someone, all of a sudden,
bang!
Goes the bunker and goes the buzzer, sorry, and then you just have about like 20 shots, just hit that thing flat stick. And you're like, whoa, where the hell did that
What happened?
From? And it actually jolted me a couple of times when I was talking to like Kyle James or I was talking to you.
Yep.
Or I was even talking to Dixie, and then all of a sudden the game would start and it was, whoa, Jesus.
What happened?
What's this here? Oh, because I'm so used to, like, when I play sevens, having the mesh from the pit. So it just bounces off. Doesn't really make too much of a noise unless you're standing sort of where the refs' pits are, where the seven sign is.
Yeah.
That thing's loud as crap where the Snake 50 is. But, no,
It's a good little thing for players to watch.
Yeah,
So,
I enjoy everything they've done there so far. They've actually moved the generator from the last time too, so it's a bit more quiet.
yep.
I don't know if you noticed that when we were there. They said that they moved the generator out a fair bit, so it's not so loud on the live stream.
That means they've done a good job because I didn't hear no.
No, I didn't hear a thing.
I didn't hear a generator. So
I didn't hear anything. Yeah. Just sometimes you'll get only 4,000 PSI in your tank, not 4.5, just because of I believe it's the drag in the line because it's so.
it's a long distance.
Yeah.
It does it. Drops.
The pressure drops a tiny little bit. I can't think of the word on the top of my head right now, what it's called that does it. Friction. The friction in a line. Jill did actually mention that at the start of the day. The friction. So sometimes you only get 3,500 or 4,000 fill on the away side.
Now I understand. Now I understand what she was talking about.
On the home side.
Sorry, Julie.
Home side, you always get 4.5 guaranteed every fill.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's closer to the.
Yeah. I mean, if you're shooting a U77, U68,
it doesn't mean like if you're getting 4, you're going to run the point. Like, you'll have enough for at least 2 points.
You're going to shoot your pack anyway.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
But speaking of other events, the first event of the year is the Elite 1 3-man.
Coffs Harbour.
Coffs Harbour.
Elite man.
Yes.
Elite 1.
It is the 26th of January.
I believe so. Yeah, it's the Australia Day long weekend.
Australia Day long weekend. So Kyle's flaunted a rumour at me that it's rumoured it can possibly turn into a 2-day event.
2-day event?
2-day event, yeah.
So it'll be Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
So
I wonder how he's going to work it because they're supposed to have a 1v1.
Yeah, but if it becomes a 2-day event, I don't believe they'll hold the 1v1. Unless they can...
They might host it after.
Well, unless they get most of the prelims done on the Saturday, I guess, and they have only finals to do on Sunday, and finals are done by 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I believe from then onwards till about 4 or 5 o'clock, you can do your 1v1. Coffs Harbour, January time of is ridiculous.
And a message from Kyle about
that. Kyle did say, make sure...
Please stay hydrated through the day.
Yeah.
We don't want any ambulances called.
It gets stupidly hot during the day. So you're on the field with all your gear. So
yeah. Well, speaking about running through prelims and hoping to get it through, that's going to be a grueling Saturday with 26 teams in the event across 2 divisions. So that's going to be a long Saturday.
Okay. In saying that, yes. But remember, it is a 3-man event. So
well, I think
they're only raced to 5 games.
They've nailed the layout of how they're going to do it. So it's a race 2, 5-minute games, and it's also split deck. So I believe games will go relatively quick. Some more experienced teams that go against lesser experienced teams will probably just have a quick 2-zip, maybe within 3 minutes. So that will sort of speed the day up as it goes. But this is paintball. Upsets can be made.
Hey,
the little guy can always beat the bigger guy. I mean, look at Fit in the World Cup.
Well, that's a story in itself. But
it's a whole story in itself. But
let's save that for another episode.
Yeah, that's just a prime example of the little guy can always beat the bigger guy in a team sport.
Well, mate, I'm playing in the 3-man with a couple of SWAT Vikings boys, and we're the little man.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, you guys are the new ones.
So I think I'm playing with Ethan, Dion, and Locke.
Yeah,
so,
but they did really well that first Elite 1. I believe it was round 2 they played.
Mate, they've come a long way since they started.
Yeah.
They're a great bunch of guys, lovely people, lovely family, and they've become really good ballers. Well, they're starting to become
They're starting to have a lot of discipline, but they're out there every week, so the results should come relatively quick to some people, not always every time.
What was that, Brent? They're what? They're out there what?
They're out there every weekend.
They're out there every weekend. I hope my my pro teammates are watching and do watch this episode, because out there every weekend would be really good, boys, So just to
kick up the bum.
Just to kick up the butt, because
consistency proves results. I mean, they had 2, I think SWAT Vikings had 2 second places in AMS this year, coming from a year previous where they won. They were last every event all year.
The first 2 events they played in, I believe they came last. And then they started sort of slowly.
They had that
at tail end of the year coming a little bit better.
Was it this year or was it last year? They had that Nick Sloviak in from BBHQ.
You'll have to. Well, actually, you know what?
Time flies too quick for me to.
You'll have to ask friend, or our friend. Sorry, guys. I told you there's going to be hiccups.
Where that guy's gone, hey, he's just up and left, hey.
Well,
Based off his comment on Facebook, he's just up and left, like.
Okay, so you never know. He might pop up again somewhere on some podcast at some point.
No, yeah, it's some random guys, Wayne.
Hey?
Just something, yeah.
Just something, yeah.
Yeah.
But back to the Vikings, they train a lot, which is great. Like they're a team that are out there pretty much every weekend they can. So, it just shows what training, dedication.
Yeah, well, they're just the votes. Listen, they take the advice that you give on board. Like, whether it's coming from us or whether it's coming from, I know a few of the SWAT boys have really gotten into a few of them as well, giving them really good pointers. I don't remember if they were around, if the Eskimos were ever out with them.
I
don't remember.
No, I believe they did.
I think maybe
get a little bit of the Eskimos.
I think both were out.
Yeah.
One weekend, and I sort of asked Baker for a bit of the favour of helping a few of the Dorito players out, because
I think
Baker's absolutely ruthless.
Last season they got to play against, I think, Carl and Ben Simpson as well, and Jared Cozier, who played, I believe, with the Wicked Assassins, with James Richards' Wicked Assassins team. So
I don't think maybe.
I think they did because they played last season, and the boys, I think, were around last season, weren't they?
Yes.
So, yeah. So,
yeah. No, they were around. So they're, for paint-wise, for the...
Back to Coffs.
Yeah, paint-wise for Coffs, they have 2-star and 4-star HK paint available.
Okay.
You can spec anywhere from $90 to $120 per box. Sort of previous pricing, you can base it off as a price hasn't actually been announced yet. It'll be announced first thing on Elite One's page, on their Facebook page, and I believe their Instagram page. And also look out for Kyle James's posts, as he probably might even post it beforehand as well. And even Bree Adams as well.
Yeah, Bree helps. Yeah, he's in the mix with Kyle.
The pair of them could probably post it up maybe even before Elite One, and then Elite One will go off of that too.
I guess so.
Because Kyle's in the ringabouts of that sort of situation that's going on in Elite One at the moment. Sort of organising.
I believe he's got something to do. Not something. He's got a lot to do.
He's doing really well at the moment.
As well,
that sort of stuff. So. Plus organising his own life as well. Imagine the stress.
Well, everyone's got their own busy lives, I guess.
That's exactly right.
So,
I can imagine the stress.
But we squeeze in what we can when we can.
Well, when we can. Bill's had the day off of work today just to do this.
Technically, no.
I
still work till I worked from 7.
Cash job. Sorry.
I don't think
you can have a cashy, mate.
Yeah. Anyway,
cool and sick.
Well, I did work today for hours, but because we had
you got night shift, so that's all right. You're still working today.
Well, later on,
I had morning shift, so
mate, let's not talk about work. It's all about paintball. Remember?
Oh, paintball is work.
Without work, you don't have paintball, do you?
That's exactly right. Especially in this country, playing this type of sport is extremely expensive and extremely time consuming.
Pretty much. But we make it happen. Well,
we do that.
Every shout out to every paintballer out there that makes it happen.
We do our best. Shout out to every event host and event runner that actually makes our lives extremely easy by just showing up.
You're looking for event organizer,
event host, potato, tomato. It's all the same stuff. They are the ones that make our lives extremely easy, because all we do is essentially just show up, shoot a bunch of paint, pay the bill, and go home. The event organisers, which we'll have a few event organisers actually on the show in future.
Yep, definitely.
Speaking to a few, that they're going to go into the stresses of organising.
What it takes to
organising teams, registration, paint bills, staff, referees.
Dealing with teams going, we're in, and then pulling out last minute. So there's also that sort of stuff.
Yeah, all the nitty-gritty, all the details. Yeah, that's going to be an absolute stress head of a week building up to the event.
You know what? Possibly we could do it in the shop with Mike one day.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah.
Possible. Anything's possible.
Well, hey.
Anything's possible.
I'm sure Adam can accommodate with all the computers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure Adam can just send me a truck. We'll just take all of this there and build up a little studio there, and then we'll just...
No pressure, Adam.
Mike will give us our own keys to the shop and just open it whenever we please. just our own podcast.
Well,
You know, I'm sure,
Mike, if you do watch this podcast, which I hope you do, don't listen to that rubbish,
Well,
mate.
I mean,
Don't just
with
thank you for everything you. So, thank you, Mike and John.
I believe they will be watching this episode, and we love everything that they do. We love everything
Thank you very much.
how they all support us. It's astronomical what they have achieved over the years, from when they started to what they have now, and just the amount of love people have for what they do. I think Sevens is the pinnacle of Australian tournaments, and I believe
it is
throughout history of
it has been the peak of paintball in Australia. So.
It is and I feel like a lot of people have taken inspiration off what Mike, Adam, and John have built up.
Definitely, yeah,
and achieved, and it's sort of that's the mark they need to build to for what they have.
Okay, you say that set the benchmark there.
Yeah, I think Sevens sets the benchmark.
It does, I believe,
for most tournaments out there. For Australia,
I believe it is the biggest event in Australia. And I do believe the best teams in Australia have played over the years in it and still do. Right, so yeah.
Well, 2025 is said to be, from having a few chats with multiple players, that is the year of the comeback.
Yeah, hopefully it is.
Paintball.
It's looking that way. So
I mean, semi-pro at Sevens specifically. We're probably going to talk about Sevens a fair bit, as it's our home tournament. It's the tournament we regularly play. It's the field that we regularly play at.
That's our NXL, I guess.
And yeah, that's where our hearts lie, at Sevens. And I feel like with a strong semi-pro presence in 2024, I think a few teams should aspire to come up and give pro a go, because it's not like it was, in my opinion, it's not like it was in 2019, where you had strong, consistent teams like, the Eskimo Brothers, Eskimo Nation, SWAT, Marauders. You had those strong teams, Expendables as well, where it was a major threat coming from semi-pro and entering pro, especially coming from 12.5 to 15 BPS at the time as well. It would have been a major shock and a major shake-up. And, a lot of teams, from what conversations I had with Mike, dissipated from it because they just couldn't do it. They went from training regularly to not training at all, and then showing up pro and getting absolutely decimated.
Yep.
And they just ended up falling apart. And then you'd have probably maybe a team once every 2 years actually commit and stay.
Well, I believe that's where we're at now. That's why we're sort of where we are these past seasons. I mean, don't forget, mate, COVID, and I don't care about the rating of the show. COVID did fuck a lot of things up, and paintball was one of I played in 2019 in the pro division that year. I wasn't playing for the Assassins. I was actually playing for the Outlaws, which is nothing I'm proud of. Anyway.
You guys had a solid lineup,
mate. Look,
you had a fair few.
We had
some of the greatest US players.
We had some pretty good players come out and play with us. I will say 2019 was probably one of the best seasons I ever played, because you turned up to an event. That were 3 days. Okay, first of all. Second of all, you'd make it a 4-day because you'd take Thursday off as well, so you could go train. So you struggle
to even register for the event.
Mate, it would fill up really quickly. But when you turned up on competition day on the Friday, when you turned up 2019, and you sort of walked through the pits ground, you had the likes of Ryan Greenspan, Marcelo Maglot, Blake Yarbar, Chad George, Ronnie Deezer, Ryan Moorhead. We had Brandon Unger, GJ Sakaguchi, and Harrison. That was for Masters at Harrison Fry. There was basically
players like Tim Montrose as well.
Timmy, rest in peace, Timmy. We love you. There was there was about 20 to 25 international players playing alongside our Aussie pros.
Yeah.
The style of the play to watch was intense. It was great because they teach our guys stuff and our guys would teach, and they'd mix it up over the training days and that. And then put it to work on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it was awesome. But at the end of that season, we came into 2020, and I believe we won February. COVID hit, and it's never been the same since. So it's been one of the hardest things to sort of deal with. But I guess now we are sort of
It's slowly coming.
it's coming back,
slowly coming.
and you know it's showing signs of life. And if 2025 is an indication of how it's going to go, I believe it's on its way back.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's paintball, whether it's in the US, Thailand, Malaysia, Australia, it's one of those sports you sort of have to have side money to play.
depends.
Like,
If you're playing in the US and you're a paid player or a sponsor player, that's a different story.
if you're a professional player, sort of Div 5, Div 4, Div 3, it's sort of, it's an added cost. It's not, you get a lot of things, you get a lot of perks. There's
a lot that comes out of your pocket.
Airbnbs, there's travel,
But that's like I said to you before, hats off to each and individual player
exactly.
who has a working day job Monday to Friday. And, some have families, some have kids, wives, all the rest, right? Mortgages. But somehow they still make sure, they've got a little bit of money left over to play paintball.
still got enough to buy that box of paint and come out for the week.
That's right.
For the weekend, sorry, on that Sunday or that Saturday. And
That's right.
just be amongst the community, really, because we do have a great community.
Oh, it's awesome. It's not great. It's awesome.
Some of the people you meet, you'd like when I first met this bloke, I thought he was an absolute clown because he was 44 years old, 43 years old and acted like a child.
I was 43.
Like, not in a million years would I think I'd ever be, best friends with someone that's like
Sitting here doing a podcast together.
like this Muppet, right? Like, it's just, someone like him I'd look at and go, yeah, right. And then just proceed on with my life and never think about it again. But, and then I still remember that first ever training session I walked out with when I was there with Caden Bloor when we first ever started playing speedball. We had a fair few recreational days, like everybody starts.
Shout out to Caden from the Wicked Warriors.
Yeah, Cato. And we had a fair few recreational events. Like, we went and bought markers just to make our day cheaper. Like, that's the whole reason we actually bought our first ever paintball markers. I remember it to this day. I bought an Ether 2, and then I bought the trick outs kit where you could like change the color. I put a deuce trigger in it. Like, ugh. Now that I think back on it now, like, yuck. And you'd pimp out whatever you could, right? Colors, everything. You'd buy whatever.
I got to pull you up because you got a semi.
It's a semi.
It's still a semi. It's still a deuce.
Have a blade trick.
Oh,
Don't tempt me.
Can you believe this guy's my teammate and best mate? Jesus. Anyway,
Not for me. Not for me.
okay. Proceed. I'm sorry. I proceed. I'm sorry. Well, mate.
But yeah,
Proceed, sorry.
you had those you pimp out, you buy whatever color was. And Caden, I have a bone to pick with you, and you know it. I was red first, and I still am. I had to go blue because of this Muppet, because then he bought everything red, and then he bought the Ether 3 when that came out, and I was super jealous because the kits, whatever they were called, I can't remember what the heck they're called now. But where you could change the grip colors, the feed net colors, the trigger color, the ASA color, all that sort of stuff.
You mean an accent kit?
Accent kit? Yeah, that's the one. They were mint.
That's how you can tell he's only been in paintball for 2 years.
No, that's how you can tell that I'm having a brain fart and don't use Planet Eclipse, right?
Nothing wrong with Planet Eclipse, mate.
I don't use it.
Okay, we don't.
I don't use it.
We don't. We are personally Lux team, but
I started off with an Ether 2 because that was the recreational one.
Yeah.
Well, not recreational. That was that was like the best entry level marker for the money. And
I used to own an Ether 2. They're great guns.
And hats off to Planet Eclipse because I still think they're worth every penny. The Ether 2s, the Ether 3s. Because you're getting tournament level gun without the fancy screen, but you're getting a tournament level gun that has the capabilities of performing.
Look, it's a great marker. But it comes down to each individual player what they prefer. Yeah.
And my second gun was a 170R, and that's sort of like your mid range to advanced paintball marker.
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed using the 170R. I shot 180R actually one time when my Lux decided to shit itself.
That was before the Wicked sponsors. Wicked Assassins were sponsored by Lux.
Yeah, someone used my TM40 Estefan. And
just sorry, Estefan, you're under the bus now, buddy. Sorry, mate.
And so yeah, I went to John. I said, "You guys don't have Luxes at the field," and he goes, "No." He goes, "But here's a 180R." And I said, "Yeah, sure, no worries." Took that out, and it was a beast. But then I shot an idle, and just it's nothing compared to it, really. Like, you know, I've shot.
Planet Clips are great. Lux, we love you, but we prefer Luxes.
Nothing compared to it. Like, I really enjoy the trigger of a CS3. It's really smooth. That tapered out, that spring. I think if that had that trigger, I think for me personally,
I prefer that, mate. Any day.
Like, for me personally, I think that would be complete. Like, it was, I think the CS2, CS3 trigger is phenomenal.
Oh, look, Planet Clips guns are great. I'm not rubbishing Planet Clips or anything like that. Okay, I used to own
the most rugged thing on earth.
I used to own Planet Clips guns, but that's why I said that's why I said to you before. It's comes down to personal preference,
absolutely.
Right? But
in today's world, they all.
But I love my Lux. I used to shoot shockers, so
yeah, shocker. It's hands down for us. I think it's a win-win, really. That I enjoy the sight of them. Like, they just, in my personal opinion, they look sexy. The anodizing, from just their base model anodizing. Like, it's just, it looks like a premium product.
Look, shout out to DLX. Shout out to Lux. All right. And they build a great gun. Well, we love ours. So, yeah.
Like, you know, but I shoot mine on a daily basis.
In saying that as well, the markers at the moment on the market now are all pretty.
Like, even MacDev's new G, I think it's a G.
Yeah, G.
I've heard nothing but excellent players in the States that have shoot.
I believe MacDev are reaching out to teams, Queensland-based teams, even I believe Sydney-based teams. They're looking for sponsor, because I think I saw something on Facebook. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook the other day. There was MacDev Technologies that were looking for teams that were sponsorship through MacDev.
Oh, was that with the Anthrax page as well?
I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah, there was a few things there. So any teams looking to sort of go that way, well, yeah, MacDev are looking. Well, so.
And I've heard nothing but great reviews about the GT markers.
Yeah, whatever they're called. We don't know what they're called yet.
I think they are called a GT. But then you also, if you do that deal, you get the sensational quality of Anthrax, and you get the side of Bunker Kings as well.
So they're in.
I believe, yeah.
They're in, or
it's a whole package that you can choose from different deals and different things.
But they offer you.
It's like a tier.
Okay, so you get. So obviously your sponsorship with MacDev, but then they offer you like Anthrax, and then
Anthrax is part of the deal.
Okay,
and then I believe you can take on Bunker Kings as well, like dogs, hoppers, packs, padding, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, if there's any teams looking out there for it, there you go. There's something if you want to head that way. I reckon
you're getting three top brands. You're getting MacDev, you're getting Anthrax, and you're getting Bunker Kings.
Yeah,
3 definitely top tier brands. And
like I said, personal preference for every team.
Exactly. I mean, Corey Lobb talks very highly of MacDev. Like I shot his MacDev, and the thing's smooth as hell.
I plays for Smoke Monkey, and Armory.
Yes.
Plays for, yes. I believe Armory is his missus's team, Nikki's team.
I believe so. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, and he helps out there.
The Gel Ballers team. And then now,
well, they used to be Gel Ball team or Paintball, well. I think. Yeah,
I think that's Smoke Monkey's route as well. They were
possibly
routed to Paintball.
I think there's a few teams that play in Coffs that used to be Gel teams.
I think they still do.
I think they do still play Airsoft or Gel Ball, whatever
Gel
it is.
Ball,
but they also play Paintball now.
Yeah, they also play Paintball. Yeah, at Elite 1.
Yeah. So,
but everyone has a preference, and I've even started to like some of Dye's paintball markers. I feel like they look really oblique. They have pure performance as well. A lot of the Dye teams are really dominating the NXL division at the moment. Aftershock, Ironman, and Red Legion.
Oh, look,
Sort of.
it's a good brand. They build a good marker. They build a good product. But, again, mate, like I said to you,
it's all
each team's personal preference, what they...
It's really, I mean, if you don't like something, you're obviously not going to go towards that angle, are you?
Yeah, well, look, each to their own.
100%.
I mean, what did we go with as a team?
Well, it took some convincing.
Anyway, we went with Action, Paintball.
Finally got it.
Yeah, finally. And then we went with DLX, which was what Brent is talking about now, the finally. Took a bit of...
Took a
little bit of arm bending and a little bit of work here and there and twisting of arms here and twisting of arms there. And so thank you to DLX.
Yeah, shout out to DLX, especially Sam Monville for
making it happen for us.
Yeah. Wouldn't happen without them. So,
no.
We got, in my opinion, the best marker on the planet right now.
Look, I've gone from shooting a shocker, XLS, amp, to a Lux, Idol, and it's a comparison. I believe it's much better. I've shot Eclipse guns as well, but personal preference.
You've shot Eclipse guns for years.
Yeah, personal preference. I just like the way they shoot. The way they fit in my hands,
I was about to say that too. It's also not
one thing I love. I don't need tools to take my whole gun apart. Like I can literally take it's toolless.
80-90% toolless.
Like it's like 95% toolless, man. Like top grip comes off, everything you can undo everything. So
I think you hit the nail on the head though with with ergonomics. That's a major part of every paintball marker. They all feel different. I feel Planet Eclipse guns, for me, they're a bit too tight, compact. I like the space between the Lux. I like the bigger.
We made this comparison the other day when
we're on the phone. Yeah, and I just like the bigger finger well in the trigger.
Yeah, that's one thing I love from going from shockers.
Sometimes I curl my hand, or sometimes I open hand.
But it gives you the option to go anywhere you want.
Yeah, well, I just like how it's there if you needed it. Sometimes you don't need it, but sometimes you do need it. It's just one hand will shoot one way, one hand will shoot another way.
I believe they've issued new grips for these anyway. Which we have to pick up, which Mike will come.
Oh yeah, eventually. Yeah.
It's a little bit more. It's got a little bit more thickness to it, I believe. But I believe they've tapered the front part that sits on the inner side of your...
Yeah, paint can't really get
into your screen now because I believe, that's the fun that...
No, he got shot directly on the screen.
Yeah, but
actually go through...
I didn't go through... I also got shot on the screen. Okay. So I believe DLX has sort of that problem out with the grips.
Yeah, the screen cover, the screen protector is actually slanted off. And I believe the plexi is a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, Estefan took a really bad tumble. He owned his idle for about 3 weeks. Maybe 4.
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks.
Yeah, he took a bit of a tumble, and I believe it was against the Vikings. And I think it was Ethan who actually shot him.
Yeah, but Ethan, it was intentional. It wasn't intentional.
He was just shooting an object and happened to hit his hand and hit his grip, and then hit his screen. Like the screen's big.
Sorry.
The screen's big, right?
I couldn't remember his reaction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was priceless.
Estefan, what? My fucking screen broke.
Yeah, like this.
Sorry, Estefan.
The screen's big.
Love you, bro.
I feel like likely shot there was so small, only Estefan could have really pulled that off.
Well, it was like a 50-1.
Estefan more like the one.
Yeah. I
don't know what that like. He pulls the biggest stunts out. Like even against sometimes you pull up a 3-ball and you're sitting there going, "How the fuck did he do that?" He's in the middle of the field. And he pulls off a 3-ball sometimes.
That's because he does.
He has.
That's because he's come a long way.
And he has that bad luck.
Well, he's come a long way too, Brent, as a player.
100% he has. Yeah. Like since I've known him, yeah. Like
don't forget,
he's English.
Estefan started with the Eskimos years ago, who aren't around anymore. But yeah. Yeah, he's come a long way, and exactly what he's English.
He's come a long way.
So,
we love Estefan.
Shout out to he's a great man.
Yeah, I feel like everyone should love Estefan. He's just an all around super nice human being, and just wants everybody to be happy.
Yeah,
And
and
he's literally Estefan in a nutshell.
Ethan stopped picking on him.
Well, we all pick on Estefan. But he loves it. It's like fishing. And like he bites at everything.
No, but he throws out his little bits of fishes as well. So yeah,
His little rod, man, and I'll tell you what, he'll get some people.
yeah, he does.
It's funny. Like him and Dion, especially, they're like brother and sister, man. They just the way they behave sometimes. Like,
Yep.
but
That's paintballers, mate. That's the crazy characters you get in paintball.
That's the great community we have. Like
Crazy characters.
yeah, it's a great community we all have. We all share together.
Definitely.
Personalities, preferences. There's little debates we can have. Like when me and Bill were just on about Planet Eclipse. Like, in my opinion, it's always been Planet Eclipse versus Lux. And well, in today's era of paintball, anyway, maybe 20 years ago, different story.
Planet Eclipse, Lux, and let's put Die in there as well because they've come a long way. And I mean, even MacDev, but
I mean, Planet Eclipse has always been that. It's always been that strike era, strike of error that you wanted to hit. Whereas that's sort of like with what we're saying about sevens, like that's the
pinnacle,
that's the top, that's what you want to be, and and you want as many brands and as many teams as possible repping your gear.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's always been a really big battle between Planet Eclipse and DLX, 4 teams, and now with all this shift in NXL. At the moment, Planet Eclipse is really leading that battle now, with losing ML Kings to New York Extreme with a buyout. So that's another Lux team being bought out by a Planet Eclipse team. That's if New York Extreme stay with Planet Eclipse. And then Austin Notorious merging with the
Tauntauns.
and obviously Tauntauns aren't leaving their Planet Eclipse sponsorship.
But I'll be honest with you, that was a merge. Okay, ABJ Archibald's Jr. left and I believe went to Revo.
Well, not
But hang on.
Revo.
It is Arsenal now. Baltimore Arsenal now, which I saw today on Facebook.
Did you?
Yes. I saw the...
Baltimore Arsenal. So that was a bit of a change. So it's no longer Revo.
Okay.
It's Baltimore Arsenal.
Revo.
Oh, Revo, mate.
Player moves, seeing as we're on the States.
We may as well just keep going. I mean, I was going to end the show about half an hour ago.
Okay, just keep going.
We may as well just keep on going, like it's first episode. And here we go. Player moves. Obviously, the person behind me was a shock.
Mr. Tyler Dean Harmon.
It was a shock to not only Houston Heat fans, but
to all of us.
Fans of paintball.
All of us as well, yeah. It was like, what happened?
A few people, I think, that might know Tyler on a personal level and could probably sense that he might not have been happy at Houston Heat, just based off the results they were gaining throughout the year. I feel like he's a player with that persona that he strives to win, but everybody does as well at the same time too. No one plays this sport to lose.
He's got a competitive nature.
Always have that mentality of let's go and win. And I feel like with the roster that Edmonton Impact has now just picked up, they have that.
Well, let's look at their roster, yeah. Let's look at the 4 new pickups, yeah. We've got Alex Goldman, who's left AC Diesel to go back to Impact.
For the 10th time?
Well, I believe that's Mouse's. He always treats it so. Yeah. We've got Goldman.
We've got Rainy Stanek.
Rainy Stanzik, right? He's left Damage. I thought things were good at Damage because I never saw that coming because they won a couple of events.
They won a event, yes.
But they won a couple last year as well. 1 or 2. Anyway, we should better than that.
No, I didn't think this.
Well, hey, doesn't matter. We started it. We're on it. Let's just might as well keep going.
And they picked up Tyler Harmon and.
Okay, which
I listened to Play the Game podcast when they all 4 of them were on, and I think what Marcelo Margot said like really sort of opened everybody's eyes and sort of shut people up a little bit because if they were all in the same situation, I'm sure they all would have taken the same thing. Like he said clear as day that he's probably only got 10 years of playing professional paintball.
That's 10 years is still a long time, mate, for a player.
It's still a long time, but what would you be happy if you look 10 years down the line and you had an opportunity to play with 4 of your best friends and you didn't?
I've also watched the same episode, yeah, and the four of them over the last couple of years have had this gag, I guess, or joke or muck around.
Yeah, always.
They're like, hey,
to every World Cup.
yeah, let's get the old band back together, blah, 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 blah. And
Also,
they've been joking about it.
Yeah.
I just believe the Yekamak family has made that easier for him in a way that, hey, look, yeah, you want to bring the band back together? Well, just come play. We'll accommodate it for you. The opportunity was there, and I believe Tyler did say it. He was like, it was there, and it may never be there again.
that's right.
So at this stage of our careers, why not?
Yeah, and they're coming towards the end.
But you know yourself, mate, you always want to be playing with your close buddies, yeah, because it's different
100%.
when you've got just a teammate or when you've got your buddy that's
100%.
there's a little bit different, more, how can I put it? There's a different chemistry there between your teammate, someone that's a teammate of yours and someone that's actually a good buddy of yours.
Yeah.
Your buddy's not going to leave you hanging.
You just have that reliability.
He's going to be there till the end. He'll cover your butt till the end.
And it's just like,
or vice versa.
Oh, Marcelo said, I was going home actually from Total War on Sunday, and I was listening to it like for probably the third time, and I was just sitting there, I was just nodding my head, just in complete agreement of everything he said. Like, it's what if, there was a lot of what ifs. Obviously, that can't happen anymore because the what if become a reality. But I sort of felt for him in a way of what if he retired, like what if they all retired and they
never got to get
they never did it, and
that's why I believe they've done this.
Would they have a regret? Like, obviously they're players they don't want to have regrets when they leave.
Well, but you look at the players; they've all achieved pretty much they've achieved stuff at highest levels.
Yeah, they've all achieved some of the greatest achievements.
So I don't believe there's anything higher for them to achieve in each individual team. So I believe it's like, let's do it as a team now. It's sort of our last ditch. Maybe it's coming to the end of our careers. Let's at least try and win a World Cup together, or a couple of events and a championship. Or who knows what they've got in their bag of tricks ready to go, right? Or what they've organised.
And I'm not saying that they're going to pull it off in that one.
Mate, every team...
There's going to be high expectations, but...
There will be a lot of pressure on them, but I believe just like any new team that sort of comes together, there's going to be teething issues.
100%.
I mean, look at Shock. Their first tournament, there was a little bit of confusion between players. There was a little bit of...
Same with the Ironman,
right? There was a little bit of, as you call, teething issues, right? So once they sorted all that out, as you saw with Shock, they started to sort of better and get better and better.
Yeah. They had a really good event.
Well, they made a couple of Sundays, right?
Yeah.
So
they had a really good event. They placed second at Texas. Yep. No, at Vegas.
Was it Vegas?
Is it Vegas or Texas? And they placed second there, and they had a really good event. Unfortunately, they just couldn't pull it off. I still think there was a bit of animosity. I think it was the Texas event, actually. I think because it was Houston Heat versus Aftershock to make
the final,
to make semifinals, and there was a few penalties thrown on Tyler Harbour that I don't particularly agree with what happened there, but
hey,
it happens. It's painful. Calls are going to go your way. Calls aren't going to go your way. It's just what it is. But yeah, I just even Rainey Stanczak, when Marcelo asked him about the pressure of the general public and what's going to be put on him, he just flat out just said, that they all said it about me when I went to San Antonio X Factor. They said they're not going to win an event. He's not going to do anything. And then 3 events later, we won. And he goes, I actually remember that comment because I replied to it and said, funny how quick that was.
San Antonio X Factor also picked up Archie Manamayor. Well, he's come back to...
He's gone back to his original home?
I think so. I think
Dynasty's just been picked apart ever since Marcelo's gone. And
well, let's talk about that, yeah? Because they've lost Marcelo. They've lost Chris Shear. They've lost
their coach.
Yep, Skinny. Kevin's gone.
And they've also
Kevin Brethel.
Marcelo Mogot.
I think I said Marcelo.
No, you said Chris Shear and Archie Manamio.
Okay, and Marcelo and the coach. So that's four
of their core.
Archie and Marcelo, yeah.
Chris Shea was always
Chris Shea, look, he's very underrated player. He's very good.
Chris Shea was a start.
Yeah, I think he was only with them. Did he just, or was it? Has he been there the last couple of seasons?
I think he's. Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Anyway,
I don't really watch the Dynasties movement.
They have. It does look like they've been picked apart. I don't think it's been done on purpose.
No, I think.
Okay, I just think players have been given opportunities to.
I think after the year, just decided to part ways.
Well, it was a pretty dismal season for him. Yeah,
not working.
So something wasn't.
You could say the same thing about Heat.
I just think Heat's at a sort of like a null point.
Heat's just had, in my opinion, like as a Heat fan, I think they've just had a flat year.
They've picked up three blast camp players.
I don't feel like it was, worthy of the team dissipating the way they have with players that they have. Obviously Tyler left for his personal reasons, and I'd stand by every reason he left for. I would have done the same thing if I was
any player. I believe in that situation who's reached the goals he has in paintball. It's like, why? I'm going to regret this if I don't do it. Why not?
If I was in his position.
Exactly. For all four of them, I respect the decision.
100%.
I
back them every way.
I'm sure if we do get any viewers from the States, they'll go, shut up, Billy, because that's not the way it is, especially if they're sort of like
I
fans.
But the way they did it, they waited till after the event before.
Yeah, that's great.
Anybody?
Yeah, that's great.
Whether that's true or not, I stand by exactly, because all four of them said it. That they waited till after the event.
That just shows they've got respect, as players.
Exactly right.
And yourself, mate, respect. A little bit of respect goes a long way in our
100%.
sport.
I reckon, in all honesty, I think Damage is probably going to be the biggest threat of the year in 2025. Picking up Chris Shea, that Doretta side just become even more heavier. You've still got the Edward brothers. I believe Keith Brown's back to full pace now. He's no longer injured. And then now they've got Skinny as a coach.
So what happened to Damage's coach was...
I believe they're still there.
Oh, there's...
Still there.
Oh, so Skinny Kevin's an assistant coach? Joey Blue. Sorry, that's who I'm talking about.
Mm.
Or is it like a co-coaching?
Oh, they're probably just co-parenting it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, look, both great coaches, really great coaches.
It's a great team. It really is. It's a team that is, that I like because they're merciless. They go out there to win, and it's only to win. It's not.
Damage have a unique.
They have a unique style, and I love it. It's pure aggression. It's win.
But they can also drag you into a 10-minute game.
Well, I mean, when you have players like the Edward brothers that can pull off 4-on-2s and pull things no player can really pull.
Yeah.
It's, you have, when you have those strong players like those two behind you, anything's possible. And, and it makes players like Keith Brown look so great because he has players like those behind him.
But
then also having, the skills of Keith Brown and the speed and just the sharp knowledge, the pure confidence. I think they're just a well-oiled machine. And then having Chris Shea now.
That's what I was going to say to you. They looks like they needed that bolster on Dorito's side, like just a little bit, someone that could. They do have Chad Bugera, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He's a Bugera. Yeah, I think he's their current sort of
Dorito
sort of lead Dorito player. Yeah. I believe if him and Chris Shea can sort of get a good combo going, that's something I believe Damage has been lacking. Maybe. Maybe a stronger Dorito side.
Yeah. I like the way
that's my.
I like the way Damage trains. They love to train without other pro teams. They love to go. I think this year they went a lot against not Leverage, not Seattle, no, not Sea Dogs. It was another semi-pro team they were really going up against a lot. I literally just watched it last night. That's why it slipped my mind.
Well, Leverage is the team that's been promoted.
They're the team they're the team.
They've won the pro spot. The pro spot,
and then Last Camp sold their spot to Seattle. Is it Seattle Sea Dogs?
No, it's something Sea Dogs.
Sea Dogs.
Something Sea Dogs.
So bit of a shock there, but am I surprised based off the season they had?
No,
No.
I wouldn't be.
Obviously, they didn't play the worst. They played better than a team that was 4th overall the year before. Clearly because they didn't get relegated. And then, just buy another spot and then come back.
Who are we talking about?
New York Extreme.
NYX. Okay. So I believe Thomas is gone.
The whole core's gone.
Yeah. What's the bloke with the threads?
He went to ML Kings.
ML Kings. Yeah. They've lost a few players.
Well,
So I'm
ML Kings anymore.
but I'm interested to see who they're gonna sort of.
Well, I did see on Facebook actually this morning they're hosting tryouts in the new year in January. Same with Brooklyn Bears. Brooklyn Bears are hosting tryouts close to the end of the month here.
GJ.
Also, Hurricanes.
Yeah.
The Hurricanes
Yeah.
are hosting tryouts as well.
Well, Hurricanes have lost their coach too, didn't they?
Again, yeah, Dynasty.
Mike Bianca.
Yeah, he left.
Dynasty
And
picked up,
I actually read the post that Hurricanes put out, and like that was the most heartwarming farewell message I think anyone could ever get. You could tell that there was a lot of love from the Hurricanes for him.
Look, Mike Bianca's a great coach.
Oh, him.
Okay, he's shown that in the last couple of, like what he's done with the Hurricanes. I mean, it does help when you got a good
Then you have
base play, like bunch of base players to work with. But yeah, for a rookie team that I think was it last year they came in, or was it the year before?
year before.
The year before.
They came second last year and went.
Yeah, so they've proven they belong.
Yeah,
like they've earned their respect, I believe, as a pro team in the NXL Pro Division.
100%.
Yeah. But that'll be a big loss for them. They also lost Archie Barnes Jr.
Yeah, that was a big loss.
So losing ABJ was probably something that maybe the Hurricanes shouldn't have sort of let go, I guess, because he was their sort of like lead gun sort of snake.
Sometimes you can't keep.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, look at Fedorov, though. Houston Heat let go of Fedorov. I believe Mishka's next.
He hasn't popped up on the radar anywhere either.
I have a strong suspicion he'll get Dynasty.
You heard that first from Brent. Fedorov to Dynasty.
I reckon that's where he'll end up.
I reckon he'll end up on damage.
Yeah, they got Chris Shea.
Doesn't matter. I reckon they'll end up.
I reckon he'll get a damage. He'll be Chris Shea's replacement there.
Okay, there's another one for the viewers. Where do you guys think Konstantin Fedorov is going? What team?
A lot of
Give us your thoughts.
he'll go back there.
Well, if that's the rumor and he's going too, it's a no-brainer for them both to go back to their home.
I hope he doesn't. Mishka's been on Heat for years.
Yeah, but look at Marcelo.
Well, part owner in Dynasty.
I'm not sure if that's true. Yeah. He's a part owner in the.
He was.
Well, so obviously he sold his part to it. Yeah, okay. Well,
No, but the
Marcelo, look,
short time of an off season has been a pretty big shock.
Marcelo also did say in that podcast, that the PTG podcast, that it was an opportunity as well to be a local paid player, I believe. So there was a lot of incentives for Marcelo to go there.
Definitely a lot more money to go there than what Dynasty were paying. But that's all personal information that shouldn't be released or might be discussed. I think that's sort of that's their business. It's like when for people that know what NRL is, National Rugby League here, when people leak people's salaries, I believe then they want to know what their sponsors are paying them. I feel like that's just something that they shouldn't have.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be a public thing. So
it's just a personal thing until Paintball decides, when it's big enough, decides to bring in salary caps and players' worthiness. I feel like that's when people should only know what people are paid. But I don't think a day like that will ever come in.
Yeah. But we've spoken about all the big moves, and all the players going to Impact. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think those boys are going to have a hard job picking up the way they used to play, right? I do believe the hardest job on this team on Impact for next season will be poor Dave Baines, because you've got a core roster that's performed extremely well over the last couple of seasons, and now you've just brought in 4 like major players, right? So I wouldn't want to be in Dave Payne's shoes at the moment.
I wouldn't like to be, I wouldn't like to be anyone at the moment, because those training sessions leading up to the event are going to be brutal. They're going to be.
Well, everyone's going to be jockeying for positions. Everyone's going to be jockeying for positions.
Their nut to play the best paintball they can start, more field time. But, it's a team sport.
Maybe that's the answer to your question, why they did this, why they've brought in these 4 players. Maybe it is.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if you can get any more.
Stoke the fire in there.
I don't know if you can get any more out of the Cornell boys. Like they're seriously, they've played out of their skin this year.
Mate, I've played against JC and he's a gun.
Like,
he's a gun player.
I couldn't fault them. They're just all round top paintballers. Like, and if bringing on these 4 was some incentive to make them play harder, I don't think they're going to play any harder, because I don't think you can get any.
Well, they've done very well over the last couple of seasons. So, I mean, bringing in these 4 extra players now. So, like, would be. I mean, yeah. Okay, it could be for a number of reasons. Yeah, it's maybe to sort of stoke the fire within the impact camp to maybe get a little bit more performance out of some players. Maybe they've been brought in to give the main squad a bit of a rest from point to point. Okay. Or maybe they're going to run it like Dynasty didn't have
two top.
Yeah.
Set the other one.
That was the round Ollie Lang played with them.
Yeah.
Came back to play with them.
Yeah.
Well, he's done it twice now, I think, but the last one, yeah. So.
But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, even a smaller move like Connor Kelly leaving Heat and going to Aftershock, which I think, he'll fit in really well there. Now he's got to bust his nut against Hosky to get field time in the Snake. Cause,
I don't think Connor Kelly will have a problem, because Connor Kelly's a pretty gun player.
But so is Hosky. I mean, like
no doubt.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun rivalry within the team to figure out who's going to be starting and who's playing more. Because they're both talented players, hands down.
I mean, they played Dorito.
Snake.
They're both Snake players.
I think personally Connor can play most places.
Well, I think I've seen him play Doritos. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. Like,
played Doritos. I've seen him play in the middle, the back, Snake. He's pretty much a utility in my eyes.
Yep.
But we're talking about a player that got the start not only over Chad George when he was injured, but also Konstantin Fedorov at one event.
Yeah.
So like, people saying that he's not as great as this player, is not as great as this player. I mean, that was when Todd Martinez was coaching the team. So.
You know what? Well, if that's the case, I reckon he's proved that he,
And he's going back to Todd Martinez. So, like, for Todd Martinez, they not only put him above Chad George, but put him above Konstantin Fedorov. Like, that's saying
something. That's saying a lot.
And, now he's going back to someone that had that sort of belief in him. Like, and he had a stellar of an event that time too. And
I think Connor Kelly played well. The time he played with Heat, I don't think he had a bad event. I think he played pretty well everywhere. I think he performed really well for him, and he was consistent, and he
yeah, I think he's pretty well consistent.
I mean, you're getting a start before one of the best players, like one of the best players rated in the world, is Konstantin Fedorov, yeah, right. So, and it's saying something.
No, it's saying something above.
Saying a lot, not something.
just a little bit,
just a bit, mate.
Like, just
a tad. So,
but no, I think that's all we've got time for today, Bill.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's wrap up time.
I think it is wrap up time. Someone's going to go to work.
Well, I'm working tonight.
Yeah. So yeah.
Thanks to Westfield. Maybe I can bring. Maybe we can bring Westfields in as a sponsor.
Oh, maybe, mate. You can dream. But thank you guys for tuning in to the show and listening to us babble for like the last hour and a half, probably, I'd say. Just a reminder that the dates for Melbourne at SnipersDen are March 9th, May 4th, and August 10th. And the first event of the year is Elite 1, 3-man, which is the 26th, or it could be the 27th. I believe it is the 26th.
It depends when Australia, whether it's the Friday.
I believe it is the 26th of January, which is at this point in time, the first event of the year. Going to be a cracker. 26 teams. Huge.
Should be good.
Huge event.
Well, I'll be there.
So Bill will be there. I might make the travel up. I don't know if I honestly can be bothered. Don't like the drive to Coffs Harbour. I love being there, though. Hate the drive But
Okay, before we go, we're going to say this. He hates the drive to Coffs Harbour, and I hate the drive to Wagga. So I drive to Coffs, he drives
no, I
to
don't
Wagga.
drive to Coffs after that whole we had. I fly now. There is no way on earth I'm getting back in the car
Okay.
after that whole thing, which is we'll save for another episode.
No, that's another episode in itself. Don't even open that door up now.
But yeah, so strong possibility Elite One will be 2-day event. Keep in touch with the socials of Elite One, Kyle James and Bree Adams as well.
Yep.
They'll be first ones to post up about everything, about all the news regarding Elite One. And same with SnipersDen. Keep it out for Troy Diggs. Keep an eye out for his Facebook information. He will be posting up very soon about the dates that are confirmation, the boxes of paint for pricing, and the layout when it is dropped, and all that sort of good stuff. So all of that will be released in coming weeks. Elite One more so coming days, I'd say.
Well,
as it is around the corner.
How about this? No pressure, Troy, but maybe he could send it to us and we could do the layout for him. Yeah.
Do the layout? Build the layout?
No.
I was going to say.
Show the layout for him.
Layout, man. I just random generator and that's a layout, mate. I'm not doing
Anyway.
Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. A major thanks to our major sponsor of the show, paintballshop.com and Action Paintball.
Thank you very much for tuning in, and tune in next week, in a fortnight's time.
Whenever we decide.
But yeah, it's hopefully
sort of a mixed schedule at the moment. Within probably next year, we'll have
some sort of
face going off on what we're going to be doing. But most of the time will be pre-recorded. There'll be a couple of live shows here and there. We'll release more details about that soon. But
that's about it.
That's about it, really. So thank you very much, guys. Again, feedback, please either comment on the page or PM myself or Bill or the Down Under Podcast on Facebook or Instagram. If you have any recommendations, any ideas, anything you want to see changed, anything you want to see, or anything else you want to hear.
And please help us share with as many people possible.
Absolutely. Click the share button,
everything.
Do everything you possibly can to get this as big as what we can make it. So this is something we actually really had a ball doing. Yep. And, we can't wait to
Definitely.
But until then, have a great day, guys. Enjoy the night, enjoy the evening, enjoy the morning, wherever you guys are. Thank you very much for listening to the Down Under Podcast. I'm your host, Brent Mitchell, and I'm also with
Bill Colliers. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you.
Bye.